So you're looking at buying a home and you need a little help for that down payment. Maybe you don't and you just want to see if you can get a little extra money. Now, there are a lot of different grant programs out there, and I've compiled it into basically 4 different categories of grant money. These 4 different categories are great ways to help you with that down payment or lack of down payment. My favorite grant program is actually the last one that we'll talk about. So let's start with the first program. The first program is a state program. So in the state of Utah, you can buy a home with 0 down going the Utah housing route. Okay, this is a state-funded program, essentially allows you to get into a home with 0 down. The way it works is instead of you coming in with a down payment of 3.5%, the state actually will lend you that down payment. Okay, it's at a higher interest rate and you do have to pay it back, but it allows you to get into a home with 0 down. Another part of the state program right now, if you do new construction. So if you are looking for a home that's $450,000 and below, and it's a new construction home, you can get up to $20,000 as a second mortgage on the home, essentially getting rid of that down payment that you would be required to do. The nice thing about this program is instead of you paying it back at a higher interest rate, it's actually at a 0% interest rate. So you do have to pay it back, but there's no interest on it. The second category of grant money is typically on the local level, the city level. Now, these are programs that say a different city is trying to incentivize people to live in a certain area. So it's not for the whole city. Oftentimes it's for certain areas they're trying to revitalize, maybe get more people living there that are not renting but are homeowners. These are great programs, allows you to get into a home, again, with getting some grant money. I would say the catch with these programs is essentially that they're very hard to qualify for. Again, you have to find the right area. And then again, if you do find the right area, great. You do have to have income that's fairly quite below the area median income. Typically 50%, for sure below 80%, but a lot of times it's below 50% of the area median income. So again, very few people actually qualify for these great programs. And again, that may be you. Maybe you're the one that does qualify for it. But again, just a little bit harder to qualify for, but this is something that is out there. Okay, local city programs. Third category is government loans. Okay, there's 2 loans that require 0 down. VA loans for veterans and USDA, or U.S. Department of Agriculture, rural housing loans, also known as. Those 2 programs allow you to get into a home with 0 down. Now, obviously for veterans, that's pretty easy. If you're a veteran, you could qualify for this loan program. It is by far, in fact, it is the best loan program that we have for 0 down. Okay, it beats every other program we have. So if you're a veteran, hey, talk to me because let's get going on that. If you're not a veteran and you're looking for maybe a home in a rural area, that rural housing loan is a great loan program also. The big catch with rural housing is you do have to live in what's considered a rural area. If you're able to find a rural area and a home in it, then again, this program allows you to get in with 0 down. It does have income restrictions and it's a little picky on your debt to income ratios. In other words, how much of a home you can borrow and get as a proportion of your income. So it's a little bit harder to get, but again, if you can qualify, great loan program. The last category is lender programs. And the reason I like this one the most is because more people can qualify for this program than any of these other ones. Normally on a home, as a first-time home buyer, you have to come in with 3 to 3.5% down. But if you're a first-time home buyer and your income is below 80% of the area median income, which is determined by county, then you would qualify for essentially a 3% down grant program. What this means is that instead of you coming up with 3% down, we gift it to you, that 3%. And so you don't have to come up with it. It's similar to the Utah housing program that allows that second mortgage, but with our program, there's no interest on it. There's no payments on it. So it sits as just a silent second mortgage on your home that you would pay off once you refinance or sell the home. Again, this allows you to get into a home with 0 down, which saves you more money for all the other things that are going to come about when you buy a home. There are a few other programs that I haven't really talked about that are subcategories of the ones that we have talked about. In short, if you're looking to buy a home and you want to see if you qualify, talk to me so that we can figure out what programs you qualify for. If you click the application below, the nice thing is you're not just applying for one mortgage, you're applying for basically any program that we have to see if you qualify for it. So we can pre-approve you for Utah housing, the city programs, the lender programs, and maybe even rural housing if you're looking out there. We can pre-approve you for all of these programs at once. If you have further questions, chat with us today or go ahead and just fill out the application so that we can see where you're at and if this is something that you can qualify for.